59 mark. It's 10:35 on the 19th of January. It's just a quick video about how I'm monitoring my focus on markets, because I look at markets on 3 time frames: the minute, 5-minute, and 1 hour. So I've started adding like a little blob. The blue is the 1 minute, the purple is the 5-minute, and that's the 1 hour. So the last time I looked at oil on the 1 hour chart was many hours ago. And what I do, once I've made the observation, I bring the candlestick to the present. But I shouldn't change this black one in the 5-minute chart. For example, the purple is the 5-minute time frame, so this one needs to go over the current candle. And then I got to switch to the 1 hour chart to update the charcoal 1 hour candle. Like you can see, I got it slightly off, but if I put it over the current candle, then you can see they line up. And then if I go to the 1 minute chart, just very quickly, I selected 2 hours. So obviously, look, I've not updated my chart for gosh, like 5 hours. So the blue one needs to go over the present candle. So this is how I monitor my focus when I'm following 6 markets, and I'm starting to capture data on what the biggest gap is. So I'm starting to document the gaps that I'm missing. For example, look, now you can see the candles, my markers line up. So you can see if we go to the euro dollar, the charcoal candle falls at this 4 o'clock. And then I last looked at the 5-minute and the 1 minute charts right there, but I didn't need to do it because there's nothing happening there. So I lost focus there on purpose. And if we go down to, say, the S&P chart, well, I can switch charts here on my tabs. Euro dollar. Oh, I've got the S&P chart detached, and it's just hidden under submenu. You can see, like, there's my focus there. For example, this is why focus is important. It was 2:47, and I didn't notice that, sorry, the time was, yeah, it was 2:47. I didn't notice that my gold chart on a different platform didn't update since 2:02, so I missed the double bottom. And in HotCom, like, I know that if I go back through the database, I posted a trading idea, and I can't remember my memory. Yeah, here we go. At 128, which is while gold's on its way down to the pivot, I uploaded this chart with an idea. So you can see, here's the trading idea that I uploaded at 1:28:29 seconds. This is the 30-minute chart. Gold held on its daily trend line. That trend line is very important. I can show you that trend line because it goes back to the recent all-time high. So we got to look at that so you can understand the structure of financial markets if you know nothing about financial markets. I hate saying it's one of those nonsense words that I tried. So here's the daily chart. This is the high at the peak there in the summer. Look, 2 tests there, a bit messy there, but bang, we're bang on it. And James is a guy I taught to trade. He used an RSI divergence in the 1 minute chart to pick that top, and I'm talking about picking tops. So basically you can see that I thought that gold would sell off, we'd find support on the pivot at around, those green arrows are around 3 o'clock, and then we'd go up and we'd test that trend line. Well, you can see what happened. Because I wasn't focused, there's some price action here I got to point out. This fits my theory. That's a perfect double bottom, and I know when I did a measurement on the RSI peaks that it's 5.3%, and that's the minimum, and that was actually right on the pivot. The pivot would run across right here, but it's been removed now. But we're up 9 points from $1,651 to $1,660. So if you sit here all day and trade one contract of gold and catch 9 points, your exposure is $100 a point. So you would have had to wait like 3 or 4 hours to make $900, and that's not a bad income if you can do it. So that's one of my strategies, just like a double bottom on a pivot, and I can show you that in my RSI reversals for a TwitDoc hashtag. This is PUY, or it's on my KiteFrog Twitter account, and it was uploaded like 3 days ago. So look around the 15th of January for this document. It's 64 pages, and One of them is the double bottom on a pivot, and I can just show you before I bore you to death, like that strategy that I've developed. Now, obviously, other people use the same strategy, or maybe we can go to the table of contents. A double bottom, 31. But I didn't have page numbers. It tells me nothing. I couldn't find the insert page numbers for Word, because maybe I have an old license and maybe it's just not. So while I'm wasting time trying to find that double bottom, oh, here we go. DAX. Oh, I'm just faulting about right now. Cluster strategy. Okay, no, it's back 3 pages, so I know where I am now. There's just so many pages of gobbledygook. See, look, we can look for a double bottom with a bullish divergence, and that's just a simple strategy for entering the market. So that would have been picking an intraday low, which is of lower probability than if it's at a day low. So it'll be interesting to see how many times I get these little markers behind for when I last looked at the candlestick on the chart and looked at the hourly chart and looked at the markets, across all these time frames. So 6 markets, 3 time frames. Not getting bored and staying focused. It's a lot of work, and that's why trading is so difficult and why most people can't do it. That's just one of the reasons, because all the rest of the psychology over trading and blowing your account out and giving up and the focus and the patience and having a strategy, like, there's just so much that you got to do. It's just, it takes a lot of practice and expertise.